Hi everyone, I hope you're all well and I hope you've all had a good week. It's Friday again, although I'm filming this on Wednesday because I like to try and be organised. It doesn't always work, but I do like to try and be organised. So I like to do things because I think it's basically because I've got chronic fatigue, and some days there are days where I have less energy than others, so I try to go with the flow. If I'm on a good day and I've got quite a lot of energy, then I try to go with that, and also, well, I'm trying to get organised for, it was 2 weeks yesterday. It's actually the 7th of May that I'm leaving. So yeah, it's come around quick. I'll be honest with you, it's come around quick. You will notice I'm wearing a jumper. I had to put my heating on yesterday. I was so cold. My PC's saying 10 degrees, but it feels colder to me, and I have checked the weather forecast on the place where I'm going, and today it was 20, which, yeah, that works for me. I'm going back to the same place as I was last year because the location was fine, the hotel was fine, everything was lovely, it was perfect. But it was just that little bit too hot for me. There was days where it was like really nearly 30 or high 20s, which is a bit too. The heat it's a different kind of heat that you get in the UK. Not that we get much heat in Scotland, but it's an oppressive heat, and it just makes you feel really quite uncomfortable. It also is very tiring. It's very, very tiring. So I thought I would go just a little bit, just an inkling of a bit earlier this year. So hopefully, even though it's still 2 weeks till I go, I don't think it'll be that, it'll just be pleasantly nice. And I'm not one of these ones that I don't go to lie poolside all day, and I don't. Basically because it's very damaging for your skin, as we know. And I like to get out, and I like to soak up the atmosphere of the place. I like to find out the history of places and engage with the locals, and I'm not going to lie poolside all day and fry myself like a lobster, because basically as well I tend to burn really quickly, and only for the grace of having factor 50 last year I managed not to get burnt. About 3 years ago when I was in Zante, I did burn very badly, and it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. The pain of sunburn it's not worth it. So yeah, if it's 20s or early 20s, that'll just do me nicely. Anyway, I've started this video off, and it's meant to be a poetry reader, and I do apologise, but if you've been here for some time, you'll know that I tend to go off at tangents sometimes. So I thought what I would do today is just read one poem from the remaining chapters that are left in that collection, In the Shadow of My Pen, a collection of poetry and prose. There's no point in me reading every single poem out, because I am basically trying to entice you into buying it, and hopefully you might go and buy it after you've heard me read some of the poems out. What direction I will take after I've finished with this one, I'm not quite sure. There is, of course, only 3. There will only be another 3 videos prior to me leaving, so I'm not sure. I might just stick with one that I've written that day, or I might dive into one of my other collections. I'm not made up my mind at this point in time. I do intend bringing another collection out at some point this year. I have not even made an attempt at collecting poems or titles or covers or anything, because, as I say, everything is now focused on me, and this is my I'm going away, so there's no point in trying to do any of that at the moment. But I will, and you've heard me mention it before. I'm not sure. I might follow on from Pieces of Me because it did better than any other of my collections, or I might go down a completely different route. I'll see. I'm not made up my mind yet. I have got so many poems that I've not seen the light of day, so I'm not spoilt for choice in that department. But I'm going to get on now. So the 3 poems that I have chosen to read today are all connected with writing, with ink. They all are ink related, even although the whole collection itself, as I've said, is non-specific to one theme. But these poems I am going to read today are all connected with writing and with ink. So I'll get on instead of rabbiting a load of nonsense. The first one is called My Faithful Pen, and it's from the chapter called Behind Closed Doors. My faithful pen is not dripping love, it is dripping with my tears. My faithful pen tells the story of my life. Sometimes my words whisper, at other times they shout, but my faithful pen does not judge or chastise. I artlessly let my words take flight by shining a light into my soul where all the heart resides. As I watch my words spill onto the paper, I no longer feel the pain. My faithful pen heals my wounds, making me whole once again. Okay. This poem is called Revolver, and it's from chapter 3, and chapter 3 is called The Things We Do for Love. My pen is a loaded revolver. My words are the bullets from my soul. One by one, I extract the bullets from the wreckage. As I write, the splinters burn my skin as they fly, flicker, and spark. My words are sometimes unaccustomed to the light, much preferring the dark. As I dive deeper into this cavernous hole, I see empty bullet shells lying all around. I know then I can lay my pen down. This chapter of my story had reached its end, but I always know when I need to reload my revolver again. And in terms of that, I would say that is entirely true. Every part of my life, every aspect of my life, everything that goes through my mind comes out in my writing, good or bad. And yeah, it does. Sometimes I will make up things from like wishful thinking or something like that, but for the most part I would say that every aspect of my writing is experience based, and it's what I have gone through or what is currently running through my mind. And sometimes what is currently running through my mind is not always butterflies and rainbows and things like that, but I suppose they always say that you can control, which you can to a certain degree, but if it's running through my mind and it's replaying a tape, then for me that is my muse telling me that I have to write it, so I will write it, and that is the way I always do it. I didn't write anything yesterday, and I had made a video earlier, and I decided I wanted to redo it and make this one, and I see that this one is going to run on a bit, which the other one did too, but I didn't write anything yesterday. Today I've had a lot of things. There's one particular thing that is perusing, and it's not even perusing, it's something that is personal, and it's a very long bit. I had to write it out, what I was feeling, so I wrote it out, and it feels better to write it out. I think writing is an enormously good outlet. I suppose it's just like having a journal. It will be like having a journal. And I used to keep diaries, and I don't keep diaries anymore, but I always date my poems. I have dated my poems since I first started writing back in 2020. So when I look back at my poems, I can usually gauge my mood, and I can also gauge what has been running through my mind on that particular day, and I like to do that. So yeah, my revolver, my pen, always knows when I need to pick it up again, and I have just finished writing one poem which I didn't write on paper. I just took it from the top of my head and fed it right into Grammarly what I wanted to say. I have another one there on paper which I need to feed into Grammarly because my punctuation is dire, and that is me done 2 poems today, and that is me, unless something else crops up in my mind. I find it quite a lot lately. It's just before I want to go to sleep, and I do keep a notepad and pen next to my bed. I do. I really do. And I like to keep the muse busy, and I like the muse to keep me busy, because writer's block, don't even go there with writer's block. And if the muse doesn't want to play ball, it's very, very frustrating. I just can't handle it. I cannot handle it. But I know now not to push the muse, because she is a temperamental little bism. And I know that she doesn't want to play ball. Just leave her be, and she will come round. I used to try and force it, and I used to try and write nonsense on a piece of paper and force it. There's no point to that. There is no point whatsoever. No point. If the muse is not playing ball, she's not playing ball. End of story. On WordPress, I know a lot of the writers use prompts. Prompts is a very popular thing, and of course, with it being Poetry Month, a lot of people have been doing poems every single day for Poetry Month, using a different prompt each day. I didn't do the poetry every day. I like to. There's only one lady I do a prompt. I follow her prompt. I don't like being slotted into a box. That is why normally I will not take part in any anthologies, because an anthology has got a theme. But here's me, 2 anthologies this year so far. I am rabbiting now. I'm going to finish off with this very last poem, and it's called Ink. My ink may not be aesthetically pleasing to the eye. It has been transfused with the tears I have cried. Like the tattoos on my skin, my ink will always tell the stories of my life. Some days my words are brightly coloured, on others they may be grey. But my ink is real and raw, not fairy tale made. If you can relate or resonate, I am sorry for your pain. I hope you will be free from the burdens you carry and their weight one day. I carry those burdens too. The ink I release shines a light on the darkest parts of my mind. But as long as I have my pen in my hand, my demons cannot hide. My ink is my guardian angel, always by my side. And that is it. And this is a very long video. My ink, don't ever tell me that I can't write anymore. Don't. Just don't. Don't ever tell me that. I could not have envisaged when I picked up the pen in 2020 that I would have so many good things and so many opportunities come my way with regards to my writing. And a lot of that is down to the beautiful people that are on WordPress and the love and the support that they've given me, and always pushing me to do better and keep going. And they're just an amazing, loving, supportive group of people, and I couldn't ask for any more than they've given me. I am truly blessed. And I said years ago that I was not going to open, do a blog. I don't think you can be a serious author or writer and not have a blog or a website. I don't think you can. I think it's very important. Facebook, X, Twitter, it's all good, but the WordPress community are something else. They are something else, and they are very, very supportive. So yeah, in the other video I had spoken about my weight. Prior. I'm just going to finish up on that note. It does make me sound like I'm morbidly obese, but I'm not. But I think when you're a short person, like I am only just over 5 foot, and I think that it shows more if you're a short person. Last week I bought a dress, it was a size 12, and so we're now a size 12, whereas before I was an 8 or a 10, so yeah. I don't eat chocolate. I don't eat like a horse, so I don't know where it's come from, but it is what it is, it is what it is, and that's it. I don't like being heavy, and I don't like, but women are particular. It's a touchy subject, weight and this and that, but it is what it is, and I'm going to finish on that note. Yeah, I'm 5'1". My mother was 5'3", I think, and I think my father was maybe 5'7", 5. He wasn't like really tall, but good things come in small packages. I'll see you on Monday. As always, take good care, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And as I say, after this one there will only be, and I bet you're breathing a sigh of relief, because this is a super long video, but you do always have the option to turn off halfway through or 5 minutes in. Until next time, thanks for being here, thanks for subscribing, thanks for liking, commenting, sharing. It is always appreciated, and I will see you on Monday. Bye for now.